Hello, it's a Sunday video, which means I'm going to be doing it about football. Not that football. That's for the Ajax, here in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands, in Europe. I do American football, not that one. That's soccer. They call it football here. I'm a middle linebacker. That's not a position in soccer. I play for the Hilversum Hurricanes. That's not in Amsterdam. That's its own separate city. That way. Yeah, maybe. Anyways, so I live here in the Netherlands. My name's Theodore. Channel name is Dashric. I do vlog every day. However, Sundays at this point are now going to be limited to the football videos. I used to do Thursday and Sunday because those are the days we have practice. But as I've been watching Europe take its precautions for cold and flu season, yeah, I think we're going to be locking down a lot longer than I thought. So it's going to be a while. Start out the video with comments from previous videos. I have one that says, show us your game or your video. Video your games. It was very poor grammar, but I understood the sentiment. Literally look at the channel. I have whole playlists of years of football. They're there. I'm not going to put a link because that YouTube freaks out with spam filtering when you put links in. I'm usually very careful about doing that, and I'm just like, here's a link. And then I have to go through like, is this spam? I'm like, I posted the comment on my own channel. Stop. Another comment I saw was from OTF Weekly. I feel really bad. I forgot that one. I'm trying to keep my phone out of the sprinkle. It's not in a waterproof case. OTF member. Cool. Show us DE. Do you got any tips for DE? Well, this will segue nicely into the video I was going to have today. Today, so with defensive end, as I do work with the defensive ends a lot, Mike linebacker, kind of got to work with the DEs. If you're an outside linebacker, you can kind of work with the, you got to work with the DL, and DEs are DL. Sometimes you can have DEs as outside linebackers. They're just more in a three-point stance or a standing outside linebacker. I forget what Willie called those so many years ago, but we had someone who was basically a coverage DE rather than a rushing DE, and he called him a certain name, and I can't remember it for the life of me right now. So that's fun. But yeah, do I have any tips? Well, diversify, I guess. The fun thing that we have right now is we have one thing that we call out, that we do as a defense formation on my team, where the two outside linebackers basically become the defensive ends and they go around the outside. Yeah. Oddly enough, that song was playing at the grocery store yesterday. Anyways, so our actual DEs have to go out to curl flats coverage, that little small area right there. It just throws off the offense. But if you can actually cover very well, like if you know that tight end in front of you, off to your right or left on your outside, is gonna go into the flats because he's always gone in the flats and he's not very good at going deep, so the team starts moving. If you can get into coverage and you can follow him, you can block him like nobody's business. Meanwhile, you're pushing him outside, you're covering him, and the outside linebacker's scooting past you because the tackle's like, where did that guy go? Boom. Like, diversify. That's a tip I can give you. You could do all the fucking drills. You can do all the things. You can watch all the stuff, but diversify your thing. If you constantly are rushing, do at least a little bit of pass coverage. Train with a friend on some pass coverage. Just get someone who can throw a ball, get into your normal position, and go through the motions. Like you're gonna rush, but then you jump out into the flats. If you have a receiver friend, just have them go through the motions so you can work on blocking someone. That's about that. Now the reason why I know this, the reason why I'm saying this and I'm segueing into my topic for this video is because it's been a long time since I've seen my teammates, it feels like. We haven't been at practice since mid-October. It is currently mid-January. That is October, November, December, January. It's been 3 months since I've seen them. I talked to a few of them on the internets, but we're all pretty much in lockdown right now, and I don't think our season's going to be happening anytime soon. Germany is toying with the idea of locking down until April. France is already going to go into a little harder one, possibly into February, and if Germany and France are doing something, the Netherlands is going to be not far behind. So yeah, like this next Tuesday was going to be the relaxing of the Maatregelen is what they're called. However, that's not necessarily going to happen, as we have some current political turmoil. Nothing like the States, though. Like, if my Dutchies are like saying, "Oh my goodness, our government is so corrupt," I'm like, really? Your government's corrupt? Someone's flying a drone up there. Totes. But anyways, so I miss my teammates, and I'm going to talk about a couple of them. Whether they're coaches, or they're players, or they were players and are now trying to be coaches. But don't feel that they're being taken seriously. But anyways. So, with that, we have, well, the first one that I talk to most often, because it's sort of like the sub-chat of the group chat of smack talking, is we had a receiver who basically blew out both his legs, and now he's like the €6 million man for his legs, and he's trying to be a coach now because his legs are just not quite getting back to normal. And that's Frank. And he's the great serious Dutch, like, but he's, and I'm gonna call him out on this one, that he tries to be kind of straight-faced and macho, but he's of that same male dude breed that likes to get complimented and cared for after a fashion. Like, dude, you're gonna be okay. Yeah. Like, you can see that sort of stuff from him, like, thanks for noticing. Like, he tries to maintain the straight face, but every once in a while he'll do the little, like, hey. Like, it's nice that someone actually notices him. And, you know, there's probably stuff behind that one, and I know how that feels. Another coach, well, Ed, the line coach. That dude, he's big, he's in charge, and you know that when Ed is wearing pants to practice, not shorts, like he doesn't come in underwear, but if he comes in pants to practice, it is going to be terrible weather. Like, are you sure we should be practicing in this kind of weather? Because Ed is wearing pants, not shorts. That's Ed. He's patient, and much like the rest of the Dutch, they're very direct with what they say. They may not know the English words for it, but they have all intentions of being as precise and direct as possible. They don't mess around. And just like our DE, Dennis, same thing. He just, I ask him a question, and there's always that weird American subtlety that comes out of my mouth when I ask stuff. And he's like, why are you just, no. They don't say no, well, kinda, or no, but yeah, I guess. It's just, no. All right. They do sarcasm, and Dennis is really good at that one. And then one of our defensive linemen, Mitchell, he's just a big cuddly bear, I guess. He can't really, he tries to do a sarcasm, but he's like looking at you to get it. Like, oh, you know. Like, he doesn't try to subtle sarcasm, he just, yeah. It's great. And, but he definitely has a dad mentality, whereas, like, when things are starting to go a little bit wrong, and, like, maybe I'm feeling a little bit in my own head, he can chill and calm me down real quick. By doing the one thing that I need to have done. I need to be brought into reality, and the Dutch are really good at doing that one. And overall, it's getting better being around them for my anxiety. But when I'm left to my own devices during lockdowns, I go a little crazy. And that's why I miss a lot of them. Many of our receivers are just bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, little ADD squirrels. And that's always nice to have around you. We have a couple like American dual passport folks. We also have Tyler, who's from Seattle, and yeah, one of our DBs, but that's fun. Those are the three that I kind of miss. I mean, Marcus, the head coach, is German, and that's just... The Dutch are honest and no nonsense. The Germans are overt realism. The Dutch will say, no. The Germans, fuck no. Okay, thanks. They will still tell you the truth, but the Germans are going to be a little bit more, put more emphasis in their stuff. They're more, But yeah, I'm putting out into the ether that I need them back because I'm going a little crazy. I go to the bakery, and it helps when I went to the bakery every day because the ladies there, they're Dutch ladies. They do that. They talk that way. But I don't see many people now, especially with like lockdowns, and I don't interact with a lot of people, just like once a week at the bakery and the butcher. I don't even have restaurants to go to. And after a fashion, it doesn't feel like I really live here, but I do. But that's it for today. I'm gonna go hop on the metro and go explore a little bit and then pick up dinner. If you guys have any questions about stuff, if you want me to do praise on like another position, last week I did free safety praise. Today was kind of DE, defensive end. If you want me to praise any other position, I will, yeah. There's a few. Holder is not a position. It's an addendum. I'll catch you later.